Good question. It could be anybody. Who's out there? Oh, that
Person of life.
It is a person of life for my fifth. Hey, this is Tuesday, January 19th, as we're going to be going over the quizzes and talking about Greek mythology and a few other random things to beat it into you. And then let's see, calendar for today and this week to help you guys out. Although really you only need it for today because the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday ones are the same as the normal, which is going to be here. Hopefully you guys paid attention during lunch, and that during lunch now you don't have to sit in alphabetical order. You get to sort of move around. Hopefully that makes things a little bit better as far as lunch thing goes. And then you guys don't eat lunch with me. You guys are have some 6 periods. We're going to go there. And then the child punch questions from last week. Make sure you've turned in your child punch questions. And if not, that was the whole point to get that turned in now. That's why you have your iPad out. And then let's see questions from there. Then let's get into the quizzy things and get a chance to do talky stuff. Oh wait, no, I lied. Hang on, let me pause this thing. I forgot this thing. Those of you who are at home, I'm gonna pause it just for a second. Hey, and we're back. I just had to hand out things to them, and it would have been a really boring video and stuff like that. All right, and then there, you can keep the other shoe. I don't want it from you. Just put it on the ground next to you. All right.
Where are the first two?
As we go through it, here's what I'm planning on doing with you. I just want to run through this quiz just to sort of show you what my thinking was for each one of them, and then we'll jog through the other quiz and try and help you guys out that one too. So on this one, my goal was to let you guys work in groups, although it didn't really work that well since most of you hated other humans and just wanted to work by yourself. So I was like, well, I tried to let you work with other people, but if you hate humans, that does make it a little bit tough. I'm going to see about doing another type of group quiz thing, although it's going to be kind of hard doing hybrid, but I'm not giving up on it quite yet. We'll sort of see what happens. All right. On this one, we're going to have the lion and the bulls. This is where the lion tried to eat the bulls, and the bulls keep fighting him off by making a circle, and then the lion starts spreading rumors, and then the bulls fight against each other, and then he's able to go in there and kill all of them. So the idea of the thing that we're supposed to learn, working together, you do well. But as soon as you fight each other, then that bad thing. Just like when Aesop died, when the people all worked together, good things happen. When they fought against each other, they lost all their money in a giant pond, or lake, or ocean, or some body of water. The hare and the hound, the dog is hungry and tries to catch a rabbit. Rabbit runs, dog doesn't catch it. Old man makes fun of dog. It turns out that the more you want something, the harder you'll fight for it. The dog just wanted a snack. The rabbit wanted to not die. Typically, wanting to not die is more important than wanting a snack, depending on how deep you are into 5th period. Some of you guys, if you have sea lunch, you might kill somebody to try and get a snack at that point, and then that might be a little bit different. Jeriel? That's the number 8 now on this one. On this one, no, the rabbit got away.
After he made fun of them, and he said,
"Oh, does he
going for his life? Is he the what?
The goat herder?"
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, I think it's just like a beagle, and the goat herder's a man, and it'd take a lot of work for a beagle to eat a man.
No, that's a goat herd, not a goat herder.
It's a goat herder. It's the same thing. It just means a human is a goat herder.
A goat herd. What if he just multiple goats?
And still, no, it's talking about a goat herder. Number 3, the lobster and the crab. This was the 2 water creatures get in a boat sinks, they yell at each other. And the whole idea is that you're supposed to learn from it. Take small risks in life and it makes life better. To translate it to junior high world, if there's that special someone that you have winky eye to, walk up to special someone and give them winky eye right there to the face. And just go straight up and go creepy winky. And the idea being is that what's the worst that happens? They make fun of you and you become a social outcast and drop out of school at 14 and live on the streets? Yes, that is absolutely a possibility. But it's a small risk and there's a chance they give you winky back. And then you're like, winky, and they're like, winky, and you're like, team winky, and then it gets real creepy. And so that is the small risk you can take to make things better. Don't be like my first period. Mr. BroviCast, does that mean we should go out and rob a bank? I was like, what? Like, that's not a small risk. That's a big risk. So know the difference between your small risk and your big risk. Asking someone out, small risk. Robbing a bank, slightly larger risk. But that's up to you for those of you who are having trouble telling the difference between them. Are you confused about robbing a bank, Jeriel?
What about the thing go big or go home?
Well, but see, that's a different moral, and that may be, but that's not this one that we're getting into. That would be, you write your own fable about the bank robbing, and the teacher that said go big or go home, and you're like, I don't like my home, and you decided to rob a bank. You're like, why don't I get to go home for between 10 and 20 years? You get arrested. Prison humor. Or the mouse at the seashore, where the parents tell the mouse, hey, you're not allowed to do a thing. And the teenage mouse goes, what are you, my parents? And then does it anyway. And then it turned out really well. So I had kids who tried to write in their own moral, which was you shouldn't listen to your parents, which technically paid off in this one because he doesn't listen to his parents and a good thing happens. Like when your parents say, don't rob a bank. And Jeriel's like, who are you, my parent? Oh, wait. And that's why you should go out and rob banks because they told you to go big or go home. Yeah. Or here was all the miles of hard road are worth a moment. So when Jeriel goes out and robs the bank, right before the police close in on him, and he has his piles of cash that he's throwing into the air, taking his money shower, that's his moment of happiness with all of that hard work he spent trying to set up the bank robbery. And then the popos come and then it all goes downhill. But for a moment, you have your all the miles of heart. That way we're connecting this to bank robbery. Are you confused about bank robbery again?
I know somebody robbed 2 banks with just an avocado, acting like it's a grenade. He robbed up to $11,000.
I mean,
Did he get arrested?
well, no, barely. Well, I mean, he would have had to at some point. Otherwise, how they know it was an avocado? I mean,
Oh, because he said it, and then he just went dark.
maybe he was lying and he had both a grenade and an avocado, and he was like just trying to troll people. Or maybe that connects to this one, which was the bear and the crow, where you have the bear who wanted to be all cool, and the crow makes up a random thing, and the bear wants to believe him so badly, he goes ahead and does that random thing. Where the crow says, you know what I did? I robbed a bank with an avocado. And the bear's like, what? I can rob a bank with an avocado. And the crow's like, you totally should. And the bear tries to rob a bank by going in and saying, give me all your money. I have an avocado. And they go, oh my God, bear, you're an idiot. And he gets arrested. If you want to enough, you'll believe anything. Like that someone robbed a bank with an avocado. 6, the camel dances. This was the one about the camel who really wanted to become a ballerina, and everyone makes fun of the camel, and the camel does it anyway, and it makes the camel happy. Like the kid who really wanted to rob a bank, and everyone kept saying, you can't rob banks, you're only 13. And then he went out and robbed a bank anyway, and then he went to jail for 10 to 20 years. But when he got out, he'd been in jail for 20 years. I'm not sure where that story went. Hi, Jeriel. I wish you luck with your avocados.
Even if you don't see our own stay together, basically free house, financial sharing, healthcare, for free.
Except you just have to lose the freedom thing. But yeah, you do get food and stuff like that, and a house, and you get a whole bunch of roommates who have a hobby of stabbing you. I mean, so they tend to stab people in jail on occasion. At least last time I was there. And so
A legal teacher.
wow, don't be so judgy. Like people who've been in jail can't be teachers also. I can teach you life path choice things. By the way, I would connect this one to junior high and not Jeriel's bank robbing. Where the fact is, even if to this day you still love playing Fortnite, even though everyone else has moved on to Call of Duty Warzone, and you're like, I love Fortnite. If it brings you happiness, you keep on playing Fortnite. You're like, you got it. Or Roblox, or whatever your particular one of choice may be, and you keep on playing that and don't let other people hate on you. You find your happy place. See? But if it brings them happiness, it matters not that you're a hater. The camel dances and you play Roblox or Fortnite.
I don't play Roblox.
You're a Minecraft man. I'm aware. You've yelled it at me many, many times.
I can tell by your shirt.
And then the shirt. That's a creepy shirt.
Oh my God.
Ha 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 ha.
Thank you, Graham. I appreciate it. So the problem is, when you guys are all virtual and you mockingly laugh at me, I can't tell the difference. So I've been thinking for like the last 3 months, you guys are actually laughing at all my jokes. So all my humor is way off. If you guys are like, I'm like, I think they're laughing at me. Oh, I'm good at this thing I'm doing. It turns out that when I can actually hear you, you can make fun of me. The Raven and the Swan. So here we have the backup. The Raven wanted to be cool like the Swan, goes down to the Swan area, and it turns out he dies. The change of where you are does not change who you are. So the idea is, just if you want to get a good grade on tests and quizzes, if you go hang out with the academic team kids, that does not automatically make you smart. You have to actually do the work. Just like if you want to play basketball, you can't just sit there and play NBA 2K all the time and hang out with all the NBA 2K players and then go out there on the basketball court, be like, pass, and just keep hitting a button with your hand. You're like, why doesn't it work? It doesn't work the same way. You have to actually go out and put all the effort into it for it to work.
Stop passing.
We should. Turbo. Just while you're trying to run. I wish you the best of luck with that one. The wolf and the goat. The wolf who tries to eat the goat, and the goat says, no, I don't want you to eat me. And the wolf goes, you're a loser. And the goat says, well, I'm still alive. Beware of a friend with a hidden reason. Here's my connection to you. If Jerry L were to walk up to you and say, hey, here's an avocado. Can you go into that bank over there and pull out my money for me and just show them this avocado and say that you'd like to have some of my money? And you're like, okay. And you go into the bank and wave around your avocado and like, I want Jerry L's money. And all of a sudden the police come in there. You're like, what? And then Jerry L's across the street is laughing hysterically. I mean, the same idea. Be careful of a friend with a hidden reason for what they're doing. Apparently, yeah, pulling off the top of your avocado. And our last one, number 9, the old man and death. The old man is like, oh, I'm so tired. I can't handle it anymore. I wish I was dead. And then death shows up and he's like, JK, I don't want to die. Here's my connection for this one. Last year, right around this time, you guys were in 6th grade and you guys came back from winter break. And one of you said the words, man, I don't want to go to school anymore. I wish it would just close down. And then 2020 said, hold my juice box. And a pandemic came in. And you're like, what? No, I want to go back to school. And it's the same thing. Well, be careful what you wish for, because all of a sudden, 2020 came around. It took all the fun out of it. Ariel, you eat an avocado?
Stop asking questions. That's what many questions.
Are you not used to being around humans again? You know, kids do that in school. They talk. I mean, it's exhausting, isn't it? Especially the boys.
What?
What? Nothing. You guys are, I think you're talking to each other.
What about boys?
Oh, they're special, wonderful creatures, and everybody loves them. You just said no. I mean, not wrong, but all right. So let's go with the quizzy. Who's this
That
one?
includes you.
Yeah, I'm well aware. There. Yay! All right. So then let me run through this one, and then we can talk about Greek mythology. So maybe a quick review on. Oh, hang on. Quick timeout. Let me get water real quick.
Okay, you said we're gonna run through the first one and then drop.
John, good call, Graham. I apologize. I do not want to make you guys do more exercise than you have to.
Exercise, 36%.
Well, it's almost like you've been sitting in a classroom all day or something. All right. And we're back. So on this one, the quiz you guys took last Wednesday to run through here, we have the one-eyed deer. On this one, you did not have to figure out the moral to it. You had to figure out what type of fable it was. How do we know it's not verse?
It's not written as like stanzas.
A poem works for me. How do we know it's not modern?
It doesn't have modern words.
Works like malls and stuff like that, or avocados and grenades. Would work. How do we know it's not a moral fable? That's a trick question. There's no such thing as a moral fable. I just put it on there to see which kids would choose that one. to dumb people. I'm sorry, unless you chose it. And then, and so yeah, so then the only one left is going to be a traditional fable. Yeah, I just put moral on there because a lot of kids don't read and they saw the word moral and they just chose it. I'm assuming that's why they did. Then the one that was on the handout where it was written out as a poem, which one would that be? Go use. That's where the verse fable comes in.
I said verse.
I didn't hear you. And then, so we got to the wolf and the crow. What type of character do we know the wolf to be? And the crow?
A wolf.
And the cow?
Dumb.
Works for me.
Cow.
So then that would be,
The force will be some of them.
there you go. The bully picking on the
The
dumb animal.
wolf picks on the. Top one good one too, though.
About which one?
Top one.
It was close. It was right up there. It's almost perfect. 3. What is it every fable has to have in order these kids have to be dum-dums? There you go. I think it's a pretty straightforward answer on that one. The 2-word answer for the thing that passes fables down from one family to another.
Oral tradition.
Nicely done. Oh, by the way, on this one, I had to point out to a kid who was really confused, who kept asking me, why do we have morals in our mouth? I said, what now? He goes, morals. The thing is, I'm like, molars. So a molar is the thing that's in your mouth. A moral is the thing that you learn. So I was real confused. And I was like, oh, an oral tradition, not molar tradition, which is where you pass your teeth down from one family member to the next. I'm assuming again that's like an Alabama thing. And so you're gonna have those say, sorry, did not mean to throw shade at Alabama.
What are you doing?
Are you,
I'm trying not to down my bottle.
oh, let me solve that problem for you. Look at that. And when we got to the characteristics of fables, what is the main thing every fable has to have?
Animals.
Animals.
Oh.
Now good example.
Nobody knows it. No,
Short and brief and light. Should be amusing and fun.
Art.
Only truly enjoyed by
Art.
children. I
Oh,
said
it's
everyone.
not.
Yeah, I know it's not listed up there.
Oh, it's the heart.
Art.
So what is the main thing every fable has to have?
A moral.
There you go. I didn't say it's not, I'm not asking that question. I'm asking in general, what does every fable have to have? I know. Mr. Brovic, you wanted us to pay attention. I apologize. That was on me, thinking you guys should pay attention. What am I doing? What kind of character should we have?
Animals.
How long should they be? What type of tone? Works for me. And who should enjoy them?
Children.
Everybody.
There you go. And so that's why that makes that one the wrong one. I was just going through it. And what do you call the boring beginning stuff? So you. And so on that one, they have to have motifs because they have no exposition.
English.
Which one of these did we not cover in class as far as the different motifs worked?
Goats.
Goats?
Kangaroo.
Kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
Now you're changing your answer?
Kangaroos.
You feel strong on that one?
Kangaroos.
Probably because he's a kid. So we had a
Kangaroos.
fable that used kangaroos, but I never taught you guys anything on kangaroos. And on this one, why does Aesop leave Africa?
Slavery.
Slavery.
Slave.
Slave,
Wait,
slavery,
read the answer.
also just
Mr.
kidnap.
Mr. Brovic, I put in slave and it didn't work.
Correct. Now, if you email me, I can. The thing is, on the Canvas answers, I have to predict what your answer is going to be. So I had a kid who put down Aesop map. That's a genius answer, but I didn't predict it, so then Canvas counts it wrong. Now, on those, if you email me, I can go back and change your grade for it. That's absolutely fine with me.
We should get all of them wrong on purpose, then we go and
Email me, and if I think it's the right answer, yes. If it's the wrong answer, no, I just mock you, which happens all the time. Not you, in general. If I have a kid email me back, like, I put this answer down. I'm like, yeah, that's the wrong answer. They're like, oh. So if you have a right answer, then yeah, then that's fine. Like I would say they had slave or slavery. Or if you tried to write more than one word, like he was a slave, you got that one wrong also. I'm aware. And so
Would
apparently,
stolen work?
if I didn't count it, I would have emailed me on that one. So stolen could definitely work on that one too. Again, not one I would have predicted, but yeah, as long as that shows me that you're paying attention in class, that's all I'm going for. Jariel?
What?
Yes, I would have accepted. I mean, it was not up there, but yeah, I would have accepted human trafficking. It's the same idea. So why did people originally feel the need to start telling fables?
Because, no. It's either the thumbs up or the clapping.
To help teach children, or because kids love to hear stories about animals?
To help teach children.
So me saying them out loud helped you?
Yes.
That's great. And you're right. Yeah, to prevent the dumb kids from hitting each other in the head with rocks. And they do enjoy stories about animals. That's just not what they're going for. On the fox and the grapes, I had to throw in two where you had to go back and actually read a fable and figure out the morals, that whole education thing. This one was about a fox who kept trying to get a bunch of grapes and he couldn't get the grapes. So instead he just makes fun of the grapes. The thing you get is,
Why do you have grapes?
Well, it's easy to say because you can't get.
although why would you throw shade at grapes would be a good moral too. On this one, my guess is it's for a lot of kids when they hate the PS5 because they can't get the PS5. Like, oh, losers have the PS5. I'm happy with the PS4 only because it's impossible to find.
No, the PS5 is good. The Xbox One X, the Xbox Series X is bad.
To each their own. And then, or the same way for me, I always made fun of people who got solo wins in Fortnite because all I could get was a squad win because I would hide in the house the entire time. And then the one-eyed deer, we have a deer that only has the one eye on the side of his head, tries to protect itself, and then gets killed from the direction it wasn't facing. So someday when the student revolution happens, it's not going to come from the kids I'm expecting to attack me. So when all of a sudden I hear El Student Revolucione, I turn to face what I think it's going to be coming from the opposite direction, that jump on my back and start slapping me in the head, trying to take me down. So I've solved that problem by just not trusting any child. And then that way, I expect all of you to remember the student revolution.
Can I nickname you Grandpa?
Sure. You do realize I see your hand. You don't have to yell at me at the same time. What's up, Blaze?
Is there a way on our mind to text a message to everybody in the class except for you?
No. In theory, on Remind, I think you can send an individual message to another person because a kid showed me how to do that, but I don't think you can send everybody. Yeah, you just
Everyone knows how to Snapchat. I have to turn my notes. I have to delete Snapchat because I have to all answers to the quiz.
So then I did 3, excuse me, hang on, grammar questions because we have to start doing grammar this semester. So I was trying to figure out how much grammar-y stuff you knew. I figured there was a good chance some of you guys would just Google the answers, which I was fine with. If you can Google the answer, more power to you. The first one said the word trains. When we use a pencil, and we don't.
Why did it say grading?
Oh, that's because the kids didn't pay attention. I said you don't have to have stuff out if you're missing stuff. And then you guys just ignored me. So I get to make fun of you later. This is the part where I get to make fun of you. So on there, we get to use the word trains, which is not a noun. It's going to be the thing that you do, which is the verb. Which is also, by the way, I let you borrow the pencil, because if not, I would have taken the pencil from you, because you can't loan pencils to people in here. And I would have just taken it. But since I knew you weren't going to use it, and I could make fun of you later, I just let it roll. Okay. He, she, they, us, we, it, stuff like that. That one you guys know. I had a lot of kids who are like, I know pronouns because people put that into their bios on TikTok now. And I'm like, I guess that would be true. People put their whole pronouns as she, her, or he, him, and stuff like that. Who would have thought that's what it takes to get kids to learn pronouns, is to be woke in 2021. And number 15, orange, not a noun here. It is describing the color of it. And if it's a describing word, nicely done. We're going to be doing a lot more grammar coming forward. Those of you who know grammar, it'll be easy. Those of you who don't know grammar, you're going to learn to Google or struggle. I mean, I'll do teaching of it, but as we've already learned, a lot of times when I teach, you guys tune me out. So that might not be the most effective thing to learn. Kid who's going to eventually someday learn that all you have to do is raise your hand and not yell at me at the same time. Was that a long name? Hi, Blaze. I do. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean I'm going to join your Discord, but I am aware of Discord.
Don't join my Discord. You know I put a big link on it.
That is so nice of you. All right, and then to there. Greek mythology wise, come back here to this. Just ready for it. As far as Greek mythology goes moving forward, good news, bad news, as far as I can start telling you guys about it. Those of you who have done Greek mythology before in one form or another, yay, you're going to have some background into this. Those of you who have never done Greek mythology, yay, I get to start from scratch with you. It's pretty much going to be win-win either way. For many of you, it's going to be a good thing because when I do Greek mythology, it's less homework and a lot more of me telling stories. Those of you who enjoy me telling stories, you're probably going to love Greek mythology because it's a lot of me telling stories to you. The drawback to Greek mythology is you have to be in class and paying attention in class. All of our quizzes are going to come from stories I tell in class. So if you are those kids who come and are on Zoom and you're busy completely tuning me out, you're going to be sucking at Greek mythology. Or if you're the kid that's in the classroom and staring at the wall drooling, you're going to suck at Greek mythology. Because a lot of it's just going to be me telling stories, and then the quiz is going to cover the stories that I tell you guys in class. One of the reasons we do Greek mythology is that essentially it's drama, and apparently kids like drama. And Greek mythology is basically junior high kids, but they're older and have even less morals. Yes, that's Graham. You know who Graham is. I'm proud of you. Good job.
What?
He just keeps pointing to you. Because apparently,
It's probably nuance.
yeah, you're going to make me get it. Don't worry. And for some of you, I'll already start moving your seats around because now that we're back again, I've learned that the seats that we have don't work. Same thing with the blue kids. Someday when you guys come back, I'll figure out how to move your seats around and stuff like that too. We'll get to try and help you out. Other than that, I think that's all we have. You guys I won't see you again until next week. Yeah. Yeah, because you have trouble seeing up there, right? No, you're probably fine. Are you turning around and talking to people around you nonstop? No, I'm probably not going to move your seat.
I was laughing because you said if someone's staring at the wall, Blaze is just like.
You act like that's the only time the two of you guys talked during my class was that one moment. I have been standing right there the entire time paying attention, you goobs. Oh no, class is over. Go away. I mean, bye. What? Like a pretzel?
What?
Mr. Brovia,
I'm not your god, Graham. Max.
thank you for that email. I'm sorry about Thursday.
It's okay to be human, Max. I completely forgive you. You're a good kid.
See ya.
Baby, you've already put up with me today.